Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Kuro no Kiseki. Last episode, we just did some nighttime stuff. This episode, we're gonna explore in laboratory at night. So, head to the blue first.
さっきのところより少しだけ濃いみたいだな。
やっぱり誰かいるんでしょうか。
There's a ramda used here. There's a random being used right now. But the question is, who would sneak in here? Looks like the dining hall's empty. I don't sense anyone here either. Got any other peers that should be on the campus around now? I know Yan, Professor Callaghan, has already gone home for the day. The only people that still left would be a few security guards and Callaghan and his helpers. I tried to talk to him through his door earlier, but he was too immersed in his research to notice me. I see. Well, I guess we gotta leave him alone for now. Gotta say though, all of Hamilton's disciples seem pretty weird, you included. I don't want to hear that from you of all people, because of how compassionate the professor is though. You want to look past however they were born and find the good in them and nurture it. As should be natural from the mother of orbital technology. She's been willing to adjust the technology for the people in need time and again. She's nice and caring, and all around she's a really amazing person. Like an oasis in Tharbad's desert. Man, she sounds great. You really respect her, don't you? Of course, why wouldn't I? Right there, the sensation. So the house we visited today was Quatre Professor Hamilton's, yes? Yep. The professor got Quatre out of some trouble about 9 years ago. Now she, Cronkite, and I are kinda like his family. So that's how the professor got her favorite disciple. But Hamilton left the country to travel 2 years ago. Ah, yeah. He putting on a brave face. He's been really lonely ever since. She's researching some problems in the Far East, no clue when she'll get back though. As for the talks about closing the observatory, that'd be pretty tough on Yan and I though. But he kept it a secret, telling himself he'd do something to fix it on his own. Yan knew who he is, so he's been busy with a lot recently, so I figured I should do what I can to support him like a real big sister. That makes sense. Kid tried to solve the whole tunnel issue on his own too. But hey, kids are want to show up how much they can grow when they're at that age, so get the feeling they may be biting up for the Nikki and Chudo. We do seem like true family. I'm a bit envious. Did you find something, Zeros? There wasn't anything on the lower floors, but let's try investigating over there.
しかし、マジで生きてるみてえだな。
大変でしたよ。狼っぽい仕草を再現するのは。さすがは生態工学の期待の星、アーチェット准教授ですね。
いや、その再現つうのはそこまで重要なのか？
Alright, let's head to the red. Someone's here for sure. Huh? There's not even anything here. What? That's so weird. That door over there. I doubt it just opened on its own. Whoa, what's wrong, Zeros? Huh? Zeros? There he is. Get him? Huh? That was... I don't think it was an ordinary stealth shard. Yes, it was probably a composite. Theo, after him. Okay, Quatre. We're going after him too. Wait up, please. Okay. Hiding in here, huh? Oh shoot! Heat source detected. Zeros. Who is that? Kaela? A woman? Have I seen her somewhere before? Maybe not. Huh? Really thought it was gonna be someone from the Armada or the Whore? Oh, who's that? She doesn't seem to be from the Law Institute. Damn, I thought it was possible, but you're one of Kincaid's subordinates, yeah? Don't think I've heard your name though, Kaela. Ah. So she's Glasses Guy's errand girl. Oh, she's quite a friend of yours?
接触するつもりはなかったけど、まさか今日一日だけで理科大学側とここまで信頼関係を結んでるなんてね。噂にたがわぬ人たらしぶりじゃない。
Con artist?
バン・アークライド所長。
Come on, don't talk shit to my face. Especially when now you got your ass handed to you like that.
うるさいわね。とっとと解放してちょうだい。
I remember he had a brother, I think. His name was Cody, I think. It was back during CS4, I think. Because we did like a couple quests for her. No, I can't eat any more engineer. Looks like he kept up busy today too. Yes, though, I think we may have gone around too much for the first day in hindsight. And first, we gotta see a bit of the truth behind what's actually happening in the city. Oh. Macmillan? We actually never got her last name. But actually, I think we actually got her last name for the first time.
Kaela Macmillan, CID 所属の特務少尉。こちらは。
Oops, my bad. Heard you were on a request from Alcime, but... I see. So you're involved with the CID too. Yeah, they think the CEO's involved in some sort of cover-up and decided to secretly hire us too. I didn't think you used both the Zypha and the RAM to stealth functions to infiltrate though. I'm sorry for causing needless confusion with that. I was just doing some extra investigating for insurance. I didn't think I'd actually be found. Think I'll underestimate how great the Institute's tech is. Is feel impressive? You're the best. I mean, yeah. Why do you even sneak in the first place? After analyzing the situation, you determine you have to start moving on your own as well. That kind of thing, right? That would mean... the recent problems with the orbital net and the energy supply have caused a lot of trouble. Sometimes we have outages, though we always be able to get it running again somehow. But why is that? Why all that's all happening? I may have an idea. Is there some sort of parallel distributed processing occurring, utilizing an abnormally large load? It's outside my expertise, but yeah, I think it may be that. Yes, I've been looking into that. I have no clue what you're talking about, but... I can't exactly say I get it either. Over the past few years, the field of orbital computers has been accelerating and expanding rapidly. Let the orbital energy needs to supply those devices increase accordingly. Yes, as the calculations get more complex, so does the required energy gets greater. Originally, orbits were known for their ability to naturally recover the energy needed to supply them. When a disparity arises between the consumed energy and the energy you can naturally recover, it becomes necessary to rely on an external orbital energy supply. However, if the orbital energy supply chain itself becomes depleted, we don't know for certain what would happen. The Quatre temporary damage of the energy supply and decreasing traffic on the orbital net. There's no way it's not tied to the phenomena you're investigating. So we got two sides having to know their info. Parallel distributing processing. Does it have to take up that much orbital energy? That allows people to perform abnormally complex calculations by borrowing the power of other terminals via the orbital net, right? You really study up on the latest of tech. Of course, it's just you link together a couple devices. The burden is nothing to put too out there. However, what would happen if you use every terminal in the city? By hacking them? It seems likely they'd be controlling the flow of the supply chain as well. Yet to deliberately make it seem random the way everyone thinks it's some coincidence. It's actually my area of expertise, but it's a very sly and underhanded way of doing things. But that's impossible. There's no way to do it on such a large scale. If there's no way for current tech to control the whole supply like that. The entire phenomenon of orbital energy still isn't completely understood. Okay, but yes, there are similar cases in the past few years. Around the Incident Cross spell, large-scale distributed processing was used to create miracles and disasters that shouldn't be possible with modern technology. It's on a much more smaller scale, but something similar could be now happening here in Calvert. Marduk, from our current analysis, seems to agree. Is that? I thought so. So we finally figured it out. I heard sorts of things about what happened to Crossbow, but no matter what, doesn't sound like a fun situation. Something similar to the incident Crossbow also happened in Tharbad. I still don't know if this is part of the recreation or what, but there's still one thing we still need to clear up. To be doing something that actually needs that level of distributed processing, just who do we know that's conducting such an out-of-line research? Well, that's a pretty roundabout way to describe it. I think you already found something. It's Professor Callaghan. Those things too. Shh. It's what is he doing? He's felt a lot different over the past year or two, but this number. Oh, Mr. Callaghan, what's wrong? Professor? Mr. Callaghan? What's just... to come from the Special Research Building? Let's hurry. Oh no, a Genesis is gonna be involved! No! The Genesis. Come on now. What the hell? What happened here? Mr. Callaghan? Where are you, Mr. Callaghan? 10 p.m. Huh? What's going on? There was an attack, but what was the attack? We're really going through the next day? Damn it. 10 a.m. They took him as well? Was he like kidnapped too? Just what the hell has happened? Professor Callaghan goes missing and you come with me with evidence of some harassment case? The police in the guild are being barged into the institute and coming bothering everyone, including me, with some damn interrogation. It's only been one day since you got in and you really are the plague. Oh, it's not their fault. It's all Callaghan's. No, it's all our Quatre. Come on. There's no way you didn't have any idea about the whole harassment deal. What was I supposed to do about it? I'm in no position to complain about how he conducts his research. I suppose that's one of many difficulties a jointly managed group with many investors such as Vern faces. Of course, some people may see it as an advantage. It was clear to anyone that saw the guy that he was on a rampage. And we still haven't locked down the root cause. There's the issue with the orbital net and some power supply too. Let's not beat around the bush. Is that guy involved in some strange groups? The Mafia, perhaps? Well, Mr. Ockrad, I'd like to think he wouldn't be, but the Institute and Vern have always had sorts of foreign investors for our research.
And the groundwork for such a deal has been set up, so to speak. Considering he managed to get his hands on some cutting-edge orbital terminals, I can't say it's impossible.
But stop
with the baseless accusations. If such rumors started leaking out at a time like this, then how about you start acting like a CEO for once? These kids were hired so that the police and guild wouldn't have to get involved, weren't they? While we run around like chickens with our heads cut off, Callaghan could be doing goodness knows what. Isn't this what you should be getting serious, CEO Bill Townsend?
boss.
Fine, I'll tell you what I know, but please don't tell anyone else.
Well, as brigands are part of the job description to maintain confidentiality, given that our employer, the Principality of Alzheimer, is a shareholder in your company, you can trust us.
True.
If size doesn't hurt to have Vern at my depth.
Alright. I first noticed Callaghan's changing around a year or two ago. It was around the time the Republican Army requested we develop a new generation of weaponry. He and Crockett have been competing in the field for years, and then he finally lost.
So is it really all about that?
And since then, he's been independently pursuing his own research like a madman. I don't have the details, but it has required serious capital or in manpower. Eventually, he has reached a point where he would take any foreign sponsors he could get. Around 6 months ago, you received a major investment from Anchorville Trading.
That name. Yep, seems like in line with all our info until now.
Same patterns have been as back as
Langford? Anchorville Trading, yes. It's like one of their dummy companies, just like Basel Trading. God dang it! Another dummy company! But who is theirs? A certain mafia. They're called Almada. The guild and the police have both had their eyes on them for a while. Nani? Oh, those sorts of people were funding Callaghan? I've only heard rumors, but it sounds like they've been expanding their turf lately.
I heard their rumor. Sounds like they've been expanding their turf lately. Shit. Hey, you look past it?
How is that my fault?
This information's only been circulating for a few days now. Plus, you can imagine what would happen to me if I halted research ordered by the Mafia. Maybe you should think about the researchers who were unwillingly roped into it instead.
So he lost to that genius and continued his research in a frenzy. It's likely that's something in the same field. That's why the Mafia was interested in making such a large investment. I have a bad feeling about this. This is crazy. This morning, the irregularity in the supply chain that we managed to bring down to 0.35% started worsening again. Seems that he'd begun his research again at a different location. Really? Then where could he be? We have to get straight to finding him. We're going to be investigating even more thoroughly than yesterday. Just so you don't have any objections.
I'm not happy about it, but I won't interfere.
Then you wouldn't mind giving us a little boost to our clearance rank?
Well, whatever. Just show me your card.
Looks like we're getting our rank up. Rank B, the same as we were discussing yesterday.
Shh, we don't hand that rank out to just anyone, you know.
I won't complain, but I think you're still being kind of stingy. Don't you think this situation warrants A rank? Don't push it. We still have an easier time operating with this than we did yesterday. Let's begin our work then. Let's catch that mafia.
お願いがあります。できれば僕もしばらくあなたたちに同行させてくれませんか?
Really?
キャラハン教授のことはハミルトン門下にも無関係じゃありません。博士が留守中、何とかするのは僕の役目です。
Quatre. Well, sure, I don't care. Just know that even if you're with us, our spring work comes first. Mind tagging along for all that? The same work you were doing yesterday? Yes, of course, I'll try to be useful. I'll leave it in your care. I'll check in with my contacts, too. Don't overdo it, okay, Quatre? Of course, I'll be with all of them, so no need for you to worry, S. I'll make sure to do something in the professor's stead.
I'll do some research in the company Callaghan's got his equipment from. I'll give you a call if I find anything. Take care of Quatre for me.
Yep, leave him to me. Either way, Agnes, did it shine at all last night? It did. Probably right around when you got the message from Callaghan. Things got really heating up, aren't they? Yet normally when the Genesis shines like that. Huh? What are you talking about? Genesis? That's our business. We'll tell you what if you need to know. Sorry about that, Quatre. No, it's fine. You seem to have your own circumstances. Well then, where should we investigate? If we can, I would ask about, Professor Callaghan, what he knows. The guy our missing person wanted revenge on? Yeah. He may know something about his research. Sounds good. Plus, if possible, I want to hear from our client from yesterday. The anonymous sender. Oh. Well, now that we've gotten the gist of things, trying to finally settle it clearly. Well, then let's do our rounds of Newtown and Craftsman Street before heading to the Institute. Time to commence our second day of work, everyone. Quatre has joined the party. Before we do that, we got ourselves some interesting situations here. So you are an ATS user, then I might as well just give you ATS stuff. Let's see here. What else can I give you? You know what? I'll give you, speed as well. Alright, anyway. Let's do some field work, boys. Spriggan works. Alright. Craftsman Street. We got ourselves another request. Green requesto. Confidential information has been stolen. Please cover it before things get very bad. Please make sure no one at Vern finds out about this. Ah, god dang it. There was an active voice? God dang it. Alright, I won't oh well. It is what it is. Why didn't no one tell me there was an active voice? Screw you, game. All you told me was to cross. I'm so sad. Well, we got no choice but to do the quest, even though we missed out on active voice stuff. Head into Newtown and talk to Harrison. Head to the hotel. Right over here. You're Harrison. You want to put out the 4SPG, right? We're from the Arkwright Solutions office. Oh, you're fun in here. Thank you for being willing to help. How exactly can we help? Can you tell us the details? You're from Warden's Weapons Development System, aren't you? I'm pretty sure they had someone named Harrison if memory serves. Oh, you're from the Institute of Science. What are you doing here? I said to keep this secret from anyone located in the quest, didn't I? I believe you specified anyone working for Vern, to be precise. Well, there's a lot going on right now, but all you need to know is Quatre is working alongside us for now. If you can get on with it, with the quest details, that'd be appreciated. It might be related to the Professor Callaghan's case as well. Well, if the kid already knows, there's no point hiding it from him. You aren't going to do anything that'll make it worse, are you? Not a word about this to the CEO Townsend. Well, that's going to depend on the details of their quests, I think. No need to worry, though. And it's not like I'm going to run until the CEO Townsend behind everyone's backs. It's our main priority right now is to get the confidential info back. As of now, I mostly want to watch over them, see how exactly the Solutions Office will handle the problem. Looking down on us, huh? Are you? I suppose it's too late for me to ask anything about you, but alright then. Back to the main topic. I'll explain the situation in detail, but first, can we please move to somewhere less crowded? Well, to put it bluntly, I got myself caught up in a honey spot. Ooh, a honey pot. I heard about these. I've seen them frequently in novels and films, but I think they're out there in the real world too. Heh, this still world at Quatre. What sort of cute girl got you wrapped in all of this? This situation sort of right up my alley. Really, that's well. This is pertinent info to investigate, not to be embarrassed about it. Oh, very well. First thing, I met her really late last night when I left the building after work ended, and when I went out with a trunk of files containing confidential materials for tomorrow's meeting. I just happened to bump into a hostess. She seemed depressed that a customer that she had feelings for had run away. We went to the nearby hotel Ingress, popped and opened some wine, and one thing led to another. One leg led to another. Do go on. I don't have to go full detail, do I? Come on, there's no need to shaking up any more than he already is. So what happened after that? Well, unfortunately I don't remember anything after we started drinking. I got really exhausted all of a sudden. By the time I woke up, it was this morning. As soon as I noticed you in the trunk of the documents are both missing, I went into a panic. Which I heard the rumors about going on by your 4 SPGs, so I submitted a request. So that's the situation. Way too careless. Leaving confidential documents out in the open like that. I know, I'm ashamed. I thought everything would be okay since we have the security passes and all. Indeed, with the security card system in place, it should be significantly difficult for any intruders to gain access. Conversely, that may be precisely why they would desire to see anything they could from an insider. What is my explanation? Are you going to accept my request? More time it goes by, the lowers my odds, but security retrieving data gets. Sure we do, Vaughn. Alright. I get the details. Now, we'll do it. Oh, thank you. Now I have finally at least a glimmer of hope. Also happy to help, and it's not like surprising how we should be overlooking. I'd like to ask some questions just in case. Did you talk about any of the hotel stuff about the trunk? I think there's a possibility that you may have left it somewhere in the hotel. Now that you mentioned, I was shaken up that I convinced myself that the situation being a honeypot was the only explanation. Alright, then we'll check with the hotel first. It turns out you actually lost the item, they'll cancel requests. However, if you see any signs I might have been actually a honeypot, we'll look more into it. Alright, that works for me. Please, I'm counting on you. I have sincere apologies. We haven't received any reports of a missing trunk. I've also completed cleaning the room of Mr. Harrison stayed in last time. We likely didn't find any items that may have forgotten in there. Really now? That makes it less likely that the briefcase was lost. In that case, I'm a lot more suspicious of that woman. In that case, one more question. Did you see a hostess leave the hotel last night? Hostess? No, I don't believe I did. That is rather strange. Then what could the hostess have disappeared to? Find it. Any woman at all leave the hotel? Well, yes, certainly. Early this morning, a woman dressed like a researcher left the hotel rather briskly. Come to think of it, he was carrying a trunk. Like a researcher, Nani? He also actually did something knowledgeable about technology when we talked about it. We also talked about my field of study, where we have a pretty interesting back and forth. The hostess was actually a researcher in disguise. I guess it's all likely that's another disguise, though. Yeah, it is, yeah, but I think for now we have a good enough basis for investigation. Now then, where we stand right now, it means someone's most likely that you're the victim of a honeypot. That being the case, we'll continue investigating. Alright, thank you again for taking care of this request. That case matters how to search for the woman. Our most reasonable course of action is to narrow down where the bitch might be, yeah? So then, where are the classified documents about? I think if we could find out where she would target a specific information or what her goal is, it might give us a lead. You want to just reveal the classified info to you now. Look, I'm going to ask this once, but can he really trust you? I mean, come on, it's not like I want him to tell us so much we'd be able to take down the company or anything, you know? Suppose not. Well then, can you tell us anything, Harrison? Oh, okay. The stolen documents pertinent to the development of a new orbital gun. Republican Arm is planning to manufacture them soon. I'm pretty sure the development of parts is well underway. If another country get their hands on these documents, they could easily abuse them. We went so far up in our security, and yet something like this could still happen. Regardless, I do think they could still have a difficult time replicating the design. When the gun's components utilize an alloy forged from uranium metals, attempting would require a special tool not yet spread outside of Basel. If the criminal was familiar with orbital technology, she read the info, she would have seen that, wouldn't she? That being the case, she'd probably try to get an alloy as well as before leaving Basel. No, even to handle the alloy, some special notes were required. Additionally, you can only buy in the Vern store by showing your security card. So even if she realized she needed the alloy, as long as she doesn't have those twos. And is there any chance that your Siri card got stolen too? There's no way that happened. His security star was stolen. No way, my security star's been swiped. Of course it has. Had a feeling she might have put something like that if she already went as far as steal your trunk. Well, at least it makes deciding where to go next easy. We'll head to the Verdant Center and ask around about that woman. And wait here until we finish investigating. I'll give you a call when I got more info. Understood, please, I'm counting on you. Alright, finally. So much text that I have to talk about. I'm sorry, everyone, that I'm rushing things into perspective, but there's so much text, you know? It is what it is, but like, damn. This is the price of pay for being a commentator, you know?
Welcome, you're from the Institute.
I have something I'd like to ask you. There happened to be a female researcher stopped by the store this morning.
Oh, one did, yes. It was really beautiful, that one. She came by as soon as we opened.
That might be her. Did she happen to buy something?
Oh yeah, she wanted to buy some tools for working with a rare alloy. She showed me her security card, so I allowed her to do so. Especially she asked if I knew anyone who could handle the alloy. Told her that the folks over at Gift Card Workshop might be able to.
So Gift Card Workshop would have been our next stop, yeah? But we should hurry. Thanks for the info. Back to Craftsman Street we go, because there's so much questing going on. Alright, I may have to bump up the parts to over an hour. Even if you guys might not watch it for over an hour, but it is what it is. Oh, it's you, Quatre. What's up with that serious look on your face? Legion, I have a few questions to ask you.
Was there a female researcher who came by this morning to buy rare metal alloy? Oh, how do you know that? She stopped by her just a little while ago. She had her security guard, so I figured she was selling to her butt.
Not at all.
I didn't screw up, did I?
Not at all. We just got some business for her, nothing you need to worry about.
Was that so? That's fine, but if you got business with her, you should probably mention that she said finished up all her necessary shopping and was heading back to Liberal. I think that's why she went to Huge Canyon. She had an ETS sports card. I don't think you can catch up to her now.
Huge Canyon, I understand. But thank you for telling us. So our next destination is Huge Canyon. I don't know if you can catch up to her, even if you start following her by car. I bet she's gonna hit the highway toward Edith. Wait, why? That's a complete opposite direction. Think about it, Quatre. She came to Basel Institute confidential until now she's ready to leave. What exactly does she go out of her way to tell some random old man at effective where she's headed? I mean, you got a point, but where'd she go and say that, then? Imagine she has intended to spread false information to shake her off pursuers. Given that the material she's stealing are potentially off the level of national secret, she'll never be too cautious. I see, so that's how people in the underworld think about things. She's headed for the national highway, right? Yep, we'll get my car from the motor pool in Newtown and head off from there. Alright, before we do that, I wanna go back to do some questing. No. Talk to Ren. Finally. Hehe, I've been quite enjoyed the Craftsman Street. I'm far more familiar with Zeiss and Liberal, but I suppose this place feels somewhat similar. Additionally, the Craftsman reminds me a bit of that old man. Ren? Well, nothing to be concerned with. It seems like you have a lot of shady stuff on your palette. Do be careful, okay, Agnes Vaughn? Ren, right, of course. I'm counting on you if anything pops up. Seriously, who is this little girl? It's seriously nice to have the chance to chat with Chief Giscard. I'm sure I'll be telling my friends back home about that one later. Quite a few things in Basel have been nagging at me, but hopefully I'm just being overly cautious and will make sure to take a look around when I have the time. Craftsman Street feels different from Newtown. It's so cute, but it's also really tough to reverse so many stairs. Thanks to Aerotrail, it's fun to get over here, but adios the stairs. But hey, I guess the whole city is carved out of a canyon, so not much they could have done about that. I'm sure you're really happy to be born after they invented Oberkaus and Trams, aren't you? I see. I think I understand why Discard's workshop has been chosen to represent the Craftsman Association. Of course, the other workshops have been a couple places they had really stood out too. I see, so these are the fruits of Basel and Vernon Institute of Science. So Four Eyes' friend's a real nerd, huh? I guess so. He always liked to talk about sorts of things. Well, being from Basel myself, I can't say I hate the enthusiasm. Alright, fine then. Now that we get back to the real questing. Back to Newtown Green. Alright, let's get in the car and get after that woman. Should hurry before she gets away. Alright, finally making What do you say? Pretty nice ride, right? Huh? I guess it's not bad. Is it now really time to talk about that? It's funny if you can speed up. We have to make sure that information doesn't get leaked. You don't have to be so cold. Oh, look at that car over there. Is that her? Looks like she's going to pull over. Then we'll be pulling over too. Get ready, everyone. I just left Basel after collecting everything. Although I did have to change up my plans to get my hands on the necessary tools and alloy. Other than that, it went off without a hitch. So I get back to you. Seeing that we caught up to her, I could see why you fell for the honeypot and you're not too bad. So this mean you people saw through my plans somehow? You don't look like the police or mugs, just who are you? Depending on who you are, I'm willing to negotiate here. We're just a little solutions office hired by the old guy you screwed over. I usually be down to negotiate on this circuit, but we got an observer with us today. Just play nice and hand over the trunk, okay? I'm not thrilled to imagine what I'd have done if I weren't here observing. Well, you brought a researcher from the Institute. I'm so sorry, negotiations are okay. I can't hand over the trunk. In that case, we have no choice but to use force. I'll back you up. Special overcome seems to be. I only want back up before I value your life. Do you see me prepared monsters? Heh. You're prepared, gal, aren't you? I guess we won't be holding back this time, then. Well, this is an interesting turn of events. Why are they so fast? I would use an S boost, but nah. Can heal. Let me see. Ow. Nice. Ow. I do wonder, why doesn't Quatre have an S-Craft? I'm guessing we'll get an S-Craft soon, but... No way, how did you beat me so overwhelmingly? And that's that, how about you hand over the goods over to us already? Which organization are you from? At least, which one hired you? I believe I've seen that gun of hers before. If I recall correctly, it was made by a group called Zect Arms. Zect Arms? You mean that new weapons manufacturer? I think their name started popping a lot back more during the war at Erebonia. Indeed, while its reach is not as quite as wide, it is in many ways similar to Marduk, especially ambitious in developing weapons, and they're expanding their market share accordingly. So that's sort of my own manufacturer was doing out there was industrial espionage? Seeing tech from another country? How noble of you. Well then, verifying between the context of destructive wrapping everything, we got a lot need to check in with our client for. Anytime we'll take her back to the city, you take care of restraining her. Yeah, please allow me. Ooh. I've had a chance to check the contents. I'm pretty sure that these are the real documents. Thank you so much for getting them back for me. I'm glad. That really is a relief. Although the trunk's lock is broken. Given that they get the ally, it's likely they'd already seen the contents. Meaning everything we already recovered, Zekdarms may have already had info they were looking for. I know they would not how they will make use of such a classified intel. They are left alone, it could have detrimental impact on the Republican army. No, is there anything we can do about that? There might be, yeah. Be a way to take up any hopes of being able to resolve this matter in secrecy. I'm sorry, but things have gone too far. I can't look at information leak of this extent. Try not to be too defensive and make the right choice here. Okay, fine, if Vern finds out about it. Even if we tell them, what exactly can we do? Well, about that, we want to set things straight. Maybe our best play explain everything to Vern, have them get the police to conduct a formal investigation. Of course, my client will have to take responsibility for their actions, but they will be able to clean up all the leaked intel. I'm in a situation like this, I got another option. I could contact the lieutenant girl from the CID, get them to clean things up. I'll be handing over a spy to them as a nice little present. Maybe we could work out something more favorable for my client in exchange. Huh. Either leave it to the law or to the CID. Fuck it. Leave it to the CID. Well then, I think we should call up the CID. There's actually a lieutenant here in Basel right now. We can leave the rest to her and her crew. CID? That's surprisingly called. Normally people wouldn't just contact Vernon police. Not necessarily. The CID can actually cause more trouble than for that spy over there. We just have to judge her for the letter of the law, if they'll be fair to her for better or for worse. What do you think about the CID with her? We'll take full advantage of her weaknesses. Tell the CID about this, and then suddenly it'll be a lot harder for Zekdarms to operate going forward. I see. I suppose I can argue with that. Are you fine with this, Harrison? Yes, I guess. It can't be helped at this point. I'll just have to suck it and admit what happened. Decided then. Can you give her a call, Rosette? Yes, as you wish. Soon after, CID, including Lieutenant Kaela, strode up to the scene. To the spy into custody, began negotiating with Zekdarm. Harrison intended to take responsibility for his error, however, due to his effort, helped secure the documents and repent in spite of that person risking himself. You'll see omitted all mention of his name in the report or the incident to Vern. You received me big time. It's all thanks to you we were able to protect the classified info. Ian reported everything to the CID, so I'm glad things turned out this way. Well, this sort of request this was. You're in the clear, so I got the CID to owe me another favor. It turned into a real win-win. I suppose so. I do feel a bit guilty of not admitting to what I did, but I appreciate your idea. You really helped me. Well then, I'll be taking my leave. It's gonna have to be a lot more careful to not let anything slip out in the future. Yes, please do your best.
任務完了。お疲れ様でした。報酬が振り込まれたわ。
See, so we got a request like this. It seemed like it may be difficult to consult the guild about. Okay. Talked to the kids earlier from the SQ at Vern's store. At the Vern's store. Alright. We need more chaos. We need more chaos and law points. Now Dick. Can't believe his name is Dick of all people. Talk to Qingyan. She's here. And again. Regina outside the store. Alright, go to Craftsman Street. Oh boy.
さあ出発しよう。
Talk to Giscard at his workshop. Oh boy. How far are we right now? Got plenty of time. I have to do a lot of editing in the meantime. Like, it's so much stress on me. Okay. Damn that, Townsend. You need to show a bit more resolve than that if you want to protect the whole company. With how Vern's structured, there's no hoping that CEO wouldn't know everything, but it's CEO's job to get himself in order to keep the company running. Townsend's gonna be like, I'll just use the Craftsman's Association to find that idiot Callaghan. We'll find out who sold him his equipment, search his unused warehouse, and other stuff like that. Talk to the woman there. Now head to the Institute. Green question mark at the message board. Of course, the attack happened there, right under our noses. Painkillers? Oh, it's a request from ES. Though she could have just asked us directly. Thinking she'd go out of her way to do things how Spriggans like it. Let's go hear her out later. Yes, I'd like to help her if we can. Okay. Esmeray is all the way here. Right past there. Damn. Now we have access to here now. Ah, it's you, Quatre, everyone. So you saw the request that we made. If you want us to help gather ingredients for whatever painkillers you're making, so take you the guys the other client. Both their names were on the request after all. You two are working together on this S? Exactly, I think it will be your first time meeting him too, Quatre. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Ray. I'm from the ZCF over in Liberal. Esmeray asked me to collaborate on her on the project. I actually arrived in Basel just this morning. I'm research specialized in botany. Maybe you heard of my work? Does the acerbic tomato ring a bell to anyone? Oh, acerbic tomato. Pog? Freddy, it doesn't seem to be popular in the Republic. Acerbic tomato? The tomato with a distinctive bitter taste, something you can find in port food stores. I've had them a few of times. I heard that they're quite widespread in Liberal, naturally also in Crosswood and Arabonia. I tried it before, I'm not really up to my alley, frankly. But you have a sweet tooth after all, Vaughn. I'm actually quite fond of them. Me too, eating one just washes all the fatigue away. I'm glad you two enjoyed them. They were originally nothing but a byproduct of my research on greenhouses, actually. I still remember when I first fed them to my complete oblivious juniors and co-workers, that moment of pure shock when they fainted from surprise. It was the funniest thing ever. I think I had too much time for my own good back then, and I didn't know what to do with it. But seeing that inspired him to really put my all into botany. He seems to be quite an unusual person. I mean, I've always thought of lab coats as a bunch of freaks anyway. Image made me not entirely up, but I think this guy's a step above the rest of that in that regard. Acerbic tomatoes, I just wonder how bitter they are. Well, at least we now know your specialty now. And yours is bioengineering, right, Esmeray? What are you two doing making painkillers? It certainly begs the question. Oh? Well, I'm sure Quatre's already figured it out by now, right? I mean, of course, that's incidentally because I've been involved in your research. Anyways, before we go any further, we should decide whether or not we're accepting the request, shouldn't we? What do you say, Vaughn? Well... Alright, we'll take the request. Let's get straight to the details. Thank you very much. That's a joint request. I'm only a collaborator. I think we better for Mr. Esmeray explain this part. I guess so, basically. It's related to the prosthetics I've been researching. Figured it had to do with that. Prosthetics, That thing would fall into bioengineering. There are actually a lot of Jaegers that use them. So what's that got to do with painkillers? Well, the latest model prosthetics are nearly connected, correct? Bingo! Your people from Marduk know your sub, Miss Concierge. Now set me up a personal interest in the technology. Until now, the prosthetic arms have only been utilized the movement of other parts in the body to operate. Because of that, they couldn't pull any more really complex movements. But these newly connected ones are different. So it literally connects the prosthetic to the user's nerves, yeah? With that, they'll be able to move it just like the real arm. Exactly like how they work. Is that really possible? Theoretically. Of course, there are a lot of different issues to be addressed, and we're currently working on dealing with them through experimentation. One of them is the pain that cures when the nerve connection is made. So that's when you want to make it a painkiller. Exactly. We experimented with it multiple times, but the pain is always very severe, really severe. Each time we put it on or took it off, there was a sharp pain in the testicles as if it were being cut off. That's horrible. That sounds unbearable. Why can't you just use anesthetics like you would with surgery? Anesthetic is supposed to be used frequently. I'm afraid that if you use too often, the patient will have a number of side effects. So you need to come up with a painkiller with as weak of side effects as possible. And with painkillers are often made from various ingredients extracted from plants. That must be where Ray comes in. Yep, just that. As it turns out, we've already identified the ingredients that meet the specific requirements. It's a luminescent plant called Zemarian moss. Septine Church frequently uses their medicine. Zemarian moss! Oh boy, I remember Zemarian moss. I believe they call it the spirit moss out in the east. Oh yeah, I think the long time made me use it. From what he said, it was pretty rare. It was rare item appears on the general market. I've been trying to contact everyone I know, but I just can't get my hands on any. I'd suggest we ask Vaughn and others to look for it. I think I got enough details. That silver not on my home turf, so it's gonna be pretty hard for me to check the black market or anything like that. No worries there. I already found a nearby habitat for Zemarian moss. The barrel we got a limestone cave under Zeiss. It requires the right amount of moisture and energy from the subterranean veins to grow. Maybe you search for a nearby location that fits those criteria. Seems pretty likely you could find some in the sealed off section in the back of the Quatre was in the other day. Sealed off section? I think it could lead the way then. There's actually an entrance right in the area where you guys saved me. Sounds just perfect. In that case, I guess you don't mind you requesting just instead of the guild? Yeah, here are the key items then. Guess we're doing this. We should head over as soon as we can. Lead away, Quatre. Ray's research really is interesting, not just stuff up in Zemarian moss. There are a few things I want to ask him more about, but I guess we should focus on the painkillers. If you find any Zemarian moss, please bring it back to me. Make sure you don't get your surfer on the way. Head to the Craftsman Street. Head toward middle straight to the cave if you want. Okay. We're going to the cave. Really? It's all the way there? I see. Alright, exploration part 2. Up this cave.
僕に任せる。
この先は扉で閉じられていますね。
この扉はもらった鍵で開錠ができるはずです。
Locked door. See. Alright, now we can continue for. Right, let's go explore and find some Zemarian moss. Alright, boys, we got some touching grass gameplay. Yes. The game is basically 20% combat, 8% storytelling, and text.
少しは成長できたかな。それ。そこだ。そこだ。そこだ。ここだ。そこだ。シャーマを展開しよう。
Quatre is a very interesting character, focused on arts, of course. Yeah, Quatre is a very interesting arts user. So I gotta be careful on that as well. Because, like, yeah. Quatre being arts and all, like, very interesting. Very interesting. So I don't have to rely too much on Agnes this time for arts. Oh, come on. Oh, plus 24. I'm gonna check that later. I'm pretty sure that has to do with, I don't know, crit? Evasion? I don't know. But I'll check it later. This outside field is pretty cool. I think Quatre could be an underrated arts user, depending on how he works. I hope it turns out to be fine in the long run, you know? Yeah, this command field seems fun. Double crit and HP. What the? What the? I think once we get more quartz, it'd be more easier to like get used to getting more arts. No, more stats or figure out what's broken. Because I do want to collect more quartz, but like... Alright, anyway. Alright. We're reaching a boss at this point right now. I'm gonna save the game. And anyway, we're gonna continue finishing this quest. I think as far as the sealed area goes. Look, everyone at the back wall back there. Innocent moss. That must be Zerofield and moss, right? It's kind of mystifying, isn't it? Well, let's go gather some. I'd like to go do that, but you know how it is. Enemy descending from above. Please be careful. It's pretty intimidating, like the boss of the sealed area. Sure looks like it. Let's go take it down. Alright, let's...
の調子でいきましょう。コバルトカーテン展開。続いてください。ブーストのチャンスだよ。この調子でいきましょう。お願いします。オプティカルカウント。
Oh, come on.
チャンスです。それ、アニエス様。
Ow.
こちらの番だ。
ブースト全開よ。ここが攻め時かと。
行くぜ。こいつは効くぜ。
全開よ。
こっちだ。
Do you ignore hate? Or do you follow the hate?
この機は逃しません。
任せたよ。
捕らえました。やあ、アニエス様。お願いします。輝けエトワールレイ。
Gawk.
チャンスだ。
Oh, free crit? Oh no, you even have that quartz. How much damage would this deal? That quartz that doubles crit damage.
ダンダライセライダー。
16k. Not bad. Not bad.
ドライブ開始。展開。
チャンスだ。
フルブーストお見舞いよ。
逃がすかよ。ヘキトラ任せた。リゼット。
出力最大よ。ご容赦を。
ガンガン行くぞ。
任せたよ。
参ります。ソニックチェイサー。
Chaser.
やあ。
お願いします。
What the? What the? That is a very good art. Gawk.
チャンスです。ドライブ開始。この調子でいきましょう。ドライブ開始。やあ。スタンです。
チャンスだ。
どんどん行こう。
逃がすかよ。ヘキトラ。
Nice. Nice indeed. That's why I'm very good at turn-based games. Phew. Looks like we managed it. Excellent work, everyone. Now let's get what we came for. Zemarian moss. So this is Zemarian moss has mysterious faint glow to it. I bet if you dug up the roots, it could be worth some nice mirror. These are probably for research samples, so only take what you need. Heh, just a joke, kid. And I think you are at least half serious. Well, I can't say I don't agree with him on this one. Either way, our objectives are complete. Let's get back to the lab. Alright. Damn. For our first boss fight with Quatre, pretty cool. I was impressed, not gonna lie.
出発いたします。
Well, it's only a matter of time before I get used to the game's mechanics. But I do want to touch more grass gameplay. Not just do some talking. I love talking and all, but like, I want to touch more grass gameplay, you know? Here are the goods to make sure it's alright. No, that's about it. This is the real deal. Hey, thank you so much. Now we can continue our research. I'll make sure this one tots whatever George cooks up. George? Oh, is there someone working at the Institute on similar research? Nope, Raid's like we're researching over in Arabonia. George. You know G. Smith.
G. Smith, one of the 3 disciples, he's a student is looking into prosthetic limbs. Bioengineering isn't actually George's specialty, but is actually a top-tier researcher and engineer. Apparently someone he knows lost an arm in an incident he was involved in. He was trying to make a new one for him. He's presenting with a few theses on his research today already. I had the pleasure of watching one. His work's pretty impressive. He also plays close to the performance and his cost of his work. You'd think you would hear George's name in a game like this. That all being said, you seem to all know quite a few specialists from varying fields, Master Ray. Well, I met George when he came to ZCF for a tour. As it turns out, he had a few mutual acquaintances. It felt like a fated meeting as we became fast friends. In any case, we are done making the new painkiller. We're going to send it to George. He must have their own roles, but as modern researchers, they should share what we can with each other. What a nice guy. Yeah, you guys are pretty similar, so I understand our position is one thing, our job is another. Plus, for research, we'll progress the fastest. We constantly keep each other caught up and try to pass each other. Anyway, thank you very much for your help today. Glad to be of service. Thank you too, Quatre. But don't overdo it yourself, okay? Can't say the same to you as well as. But you should take a break when you got the chance.
これで解決だね。
入金を確認したわ。
Law 3? No! No! God dang it. Wow, why am I getting so unlucky? Security guard on the way to the red. Okay. It looks like we'll be ending off this episode of Kuro no Kiseki. So next time on Kuro no Kiseki, we're proceeding towards the main story. I guess I'll see you guys all next time.